So here's the next kit coming up. I'm going to work on the Dodge funny car or Plymouth funny car, whatever, Mopar funny car. And we're going to jump into this Dodge Charger SRT8 Super B. This is maybe an older kit, but not really old. This is very modern tooling. And I'm going to check and see. It says 2007. So I don't know if you ever built any of their police cars when Lindberg had the Charger police cars. That is an excellent kit. They made about 4 or 5 versions with different decals. I built one of them. I bought a couple more of those kits, and then I ended up selling them because they're crazy money now, and I don't know why Lindberg doesn't reissue them, because they had all the police interior parts that you would want. I mean, they had the radio, they had the laptop, they had the plastic back seat like cop cars have, that are easy to wash in case, the perp in the back throws up or it bleeds all over the back seat. You just wipe it down because it's plastic. And I don't mean like plastic like vinyl, I mean like it's hard plastic. It had the cage, the divider between the front. It was an actual perfect police car, and I don't know why they don't reissue that. I'm going to guess that this car, after looking at the instructions before, I'm going to believe this is a very similar kit. There's no police parts in here, unfortunately, but it's a very similar kit. So I'm going to guess that it's more or less a similar or same mold. It just doesn't have the police parts. I could be wrong, but it still should be a good kit. I've had this kit at least 4 or 5 years. I've always wanted to build it, but one thing after another has gotten in the way. But since I just painted and built a yellow race car, I have yellow paint, so I figured, well, I better start on this. The plastic wrap that the parts trees came in was getting like it was starting to disintegrate. It was very weird, very, very thin plastic bags, and I think it's time to build it. I'm worried about the decals. I'll show those to you real quick. But these decals, I'm a little worried that, they seem okay, but hopefully they're fine, but they just feel like they're getting a little old. So now it's the time to build this kit because I won't be able to get another one, and I can't get the decals. So obviously this is a Super B version, and it's going to have the decals primarily for the back of the trunk area there, and then there's let's see if it shows it there. So you can see this on the trunk, but I believe it doesn't show it, but there's a piece that goes on the back. This black panel right here is a decal, and then there's a decal. This decal here, I believe, goes on the hood. You just can't see it in any of the pictures on the box. So let's jump into this, and let's take a look at the parts. Grab one here. This is the back seat. This is not the police seat. Just to get that out of the way. I wish it was. I wish this was that kit. I'd build those kits in a heartbeat. What was interesting about those police kits too, if you come across one, and it doesn't say anything on the box about it, but if you see one, and even though they're expensive, that kit comes with like 8 light bulbs. 8 different light bars for that model kit. They're all molded in clear. So, and I think I used 1 or 2 of the light bars, and I think I still have like 5 or 6 of those light bars left somewhere. But yeah, 8 light bars on a tree. Imagine that. So here's the back seat. Here's the front fascia part, the nose of it. This is very crisp, but Lindberg at this time was, I don't know about 2007. I don't know if they were getting close to being bought by Round 2. I don't think they were owned by Round 2 at the time. But this was a new tooling, and it shows because there's there's almost no mold lines anywhere. There is a little bit of flash on things like this. I mean, that might have been because they were in a hurry to get this model out. But flash lines, no. Matter of fact, we can look at the body. This is the body. And, I mean, it's really super shiny. I mean, they must have polished those molds to just as much as they could. I mean, it really reminds me of a Tamiya kit. Very, very smooth. No real seam lines that you can feel. You know, if they did them, it might be this. I mean, I'm not even sure where they hit it. But it probably comes down through that crack there, down here maybe, or here on the edge. But you really can't feel it. They did an excellent job of doing it, and I don't feel anything there either. So it's just an amazing job. Of course, it's a 4-door car. All the new Chargers are. But yeah, oh wow. I mean, it's an excellent. Here's the engine. I'm pretty sure it has a HEMI. That's what it says on the side of the car. It must be the, was it 392? I'm not a Mopar expert. But I know you Mopar experts are screaming at the screen, it's a HEMI. It's a whatever. It's a, and the instructions don't say either, because I looked there first. It does not say, I'm positive it's a HEMI, because it comes with a HEMI decal for the engine, but I'm sorry, I think back then it was I don't remember the size, 392, something like that. But anyway, it's very modern. There's your modern exhaust. It almost looks like a mini header. There's the coil packs on the top of the valve cover. So, what's that, your mass airflow sensor maybe? Here's the interior. Just an interior bucket. Nothing special, very basic. There's no texture on the floor, like a lot of model kits do. So, if you wanted to flock it, it should be pretty easy for that. Here's the chassis. You can see all those holes. Boy, they sure did a good job of making location holes for everything. Not like AMT. AMT, you get 2 location holes, right? On the old kits. But they did pretty good on this one. It's like, it's peppered with holes. So here's the, it says right here, it's imprinted in here, 2007. So look at the detail. They have all those brake lines and lines that go to the back of the car, fuel line maybe, and brake lines or whatever that they have. Yeah, very, very nicely done. Let's see, here we have, of course, the rear axle, independent suspension, wiper blades, sway bars, some kind of hose. Those are very small. They might be part of the coil packs, because there's 8 of them. Headlight buckets. That goes underneath on the frame somewhere. I think it's a shield to protect the exhaust. It's a heat shield maybe. These are probably the intake or part of the engine. That's probably the oil pan. You know, it's hard to name all the parts on these new engines because you never know. They've got so many newfangled things. That looks like a rack and pinion right there. So here we have the modern exhaust, dual exhaust with a crossover. Bottom of the transmission part. And some other suspension parts. There's the transmission. I'm guessing that's an automatic. Might be the airbox, serpentine belt. I'm guessing this is part of the intake system or whatever. And that's all I recognize off the top of my head there. Maybe that's the washer bottle there or the bottle for the radiator, overflow tank. Let's see what else. We've got the fan blade, got some struts for the front. Taillight buckets, maybe? I think the headlight buckets were separate. More suspension parts. This looks like a crossover bar. Like, it mounts under the hood, connects the two strut towers together to make it rigid, to make the car handle better. Radiator, fan shroud, part of the wheel assembly, timing cover and such like that, serpentine belt, intake manifold or upper intake manifold, fuel injected. These look like interior parts here, like there's a mirror, elbow rest, not sure what that is. Maybe those are visors. Pedal assembly. You only get one set of wheels with this car, and those, I'm pretty sure these would be the stock wheels. Some kind of square thing there. There's the grille. That looks like a gauge cluster, but maybe that might go behind the dashboard so that you get the chrome rings around the gauges. That's kind of clever. Again, that might be the tail light buckets there. So maybe the headlight buckets is a two-piece affair there. This is the dashboard, so maybe that's where the chrome pieces go in from behind. Maybe that's the lower part of the dash, or yeah, steering wheel. These two here are the hood hinges. Not sure what those are. Steering column. Here's the hood. It's got a cool hood scoop on it, and it's open. That's probably the front belly pan underneath the engine. Firewall, I imagine, which that'd be easy to detail out. All them big thick hoses on there, they're probably out of scale, but hey, they're easy to detail. So these look like some pieces for the body. Maybe this is the rear wing, maybe. And this is probably something that goes on the front. Front seats, bucket seats, of course, two pieces. Insert for the front grille. I imagine that's painted black. It does say Dodge on it. Does it say Dodge? What does that say? I don't have a magnifying glass. Oh, SRT. Let's turn it over. There we go. SRT. Here's the inner door panels. Lots of detail there. Look at that. All molded in, of course, but still, look at it. There's your speaker and all that. Man, that's pretty cool. Center console. This piece here is the headliner with the control thing that they have now. I got the little pocket there for your glasses, sunglasses and stuff like that. But that's neat that the interior upper panel, you could paint all, let's say the interior was gray. Modern cars, most of them are dark or charcoal. You want to call it charcoal. You would just paint this, and then you've already painted the headliner. That's an excellent idea, making it a separate part, and then you put that in there. Excellent idea. Here's the glass. The windows on this car, the front and rear windshield, and maybe the side ones. I'd have to check the instructions. But they install from the outside of the car. So I know on the police car they did, and I'm pretty sure. I think I already checked the instructions, but it shows that these are installed from the outside. And there is a lip going around on the inside of those, so you would have to set it on that lip. That might be easier than installing them on the inside. I mean, what do you think? I'm not sure. I've installed windows on models in both ways. Some from the inside, well, most of them from the inside. But a few modern kits, they come in from the outside. Even not just Lindberg, other brands. And sometimes it seems easier. Very nice logo and thing here. I mean, this would be good if you got kids. You could give this to your kids and let them color it, right? It's a coloring sheet. You give them 2 or 3 crayons and let them go to town. That's pretty cool. There's another one right there. The kids could color that one. So, hey, if you got kids, you're getting a bonus with the instructions. maybe adults like to color with them too. So there's no mention in the instructions that I found that told the size of the engine. Just that it's a Hemi. Very big, bold instructions. That's something that Lindberg started doing with their modern kits. Just the way they do it. I don't know if Round 2 does that anymore, because Round 2 doesn't even make Lindberg kits anymore, according to their website. I mean, they repackage them as AMT, but I don't know if they're changing the instructions or not. I like these instructions. They're very easy to see, and I don't see any problem following them. But I don't see anything interesting or hard in here. I can't see how this kit would be a problem, because it's a modern tooling. So anyway, this is what we're looking at. This will be the next kit. And I'll probably start on it today if I have time. I've got to see what I'm going to do to the funny car. But I'm looking forward to building it. Every time I look at this in my collection, all the time, and I'm like, dang, if I only had some yellow paint. And I just don't like ordering paint unless I'm ready to paint the vehicle or the model. I mean, I know some guys, I see people all the time, they're like, oh, I found this paint. You know, I ordered this paint online, and you know, they got 2,000 bottles of paint. I'm not kidding. On the, you know, hang on the wall. You know, I don't care for that. I don't like to buy paint, especially spray paint for a model. I don't like to buy it until I'm more or less ready to go to paint. Now, I might have some left over. You know, I have colors in there where I've already built a model and I have some left over. But when I paint a body, I like to use a fresh can of paint. So I'm working on the air. I'm working on using an airbrush soon. I already have a spray booth. I already have the compressor. I have pieces of 2 airbrushes, and I have an airbrush. I think, well, I paid probably like $30, $40 for it. And I use it a couple times, and it never seemed to work very well. So I may try it again, just, you know, fiddle with it and see what I can get it to work. But airbrushes now are like so much more money than they used to be like 5-6 years ago. You could get a airbrush for not much, and now they're just like, you know, most of the name brands, you know, it's $100 all of a sudden, or $150, you know, or something like that. And it's just, I don't really want to spend that kind of money right now on an airbrush. So I'm going to tinker with the one I have. If I get that fired up, then I may start using that, at least to paint bodies. But because, I mean, you know, obviously you get more color choices. There's no doubt about that. And there's other, you know, I don't want to turn this video into, you know, cans of paint versus airbrush. I've used them both, so I know the pros and cons already. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for subscribing. If you have this kit, I would be interested in what your thoughts are on it. I would also be interested in if you built it, what did you do, or you got any pictures posted on your YouTube channel or a build? Because I don't see this kit very often. I don't see it on eBay very often. I don't think I've seen a video yet of anybody building one. I think I looked once before, but I don't remember seeing one. Maybe the kit's just not that popular. Maybe there's something wrong with it that I don't know about. We'll find out. Let me know what you think. Later.